Man, how good one of those beers wouldn't be right about now. I'm not going to lie. What's up, everybody? It's your host, Jose V. You already know what it is. You are tuning in to Straight Bet Sports. A little bit of a different edition here as I am coming to you live from the crib. I'm at the house today. I've been on lockdown for the last 8 days now. My 5-year-old son caught COVID. I just tested positive last night. So did my wife. So I'm stuck here, man. I'm at home. I'm going to watch the games, though. I got nothing else to do but bet and hang out and watch games. So I cannot complain, guys. Now, I know it's a last minute thing. We're live on all platforms. If you look up Straight Bet Sports, we're live on the YouTube page, on the Twitter page, and on the Facebook page. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys want to chime in on the comments. We could see all the comments. We'll pop them up on the screen. If you want to give us your best bets or your thoughts or what you think about this game tonight, Cardinals versus Rams, final wild card game of the weekend, technically, then let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to talk about. With that being said, real quick, real fast, let me throw him in here. My guy, my co-host for tonight, he is none other than my homie, my man, the guy, the one and only out here, the sixth man of all radio stations. C-Win, what's good, my man? How's it going out there, brother?
I'm doing good. What's going on? What's up?
I love it, bro. You got to throw
What's
the
going on,
Rams
Jose?
out
Good
there,
to
huh?
see you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So what's good, my
I'm
man?
in my man cave here. I got my Detroit Pistons banner back here. I got my Detroit Lions set up too. It's pretty cool. Anyway, a lot of action, a lot of stuff going on in the NFL. Obviously, though, not involving my Detroit Lions, and of course, more specifically here in Las Vegas too. So a lot going on. And of course, Monday Night Football action for the playoffs, which is not something that they've done a lot of in past years. So this is kind of unique, getting a playoff game on Monday night.
I like it, man. I like the fact that they extended it as many games as they did. I mean, especially the fact that I'm home now. I got something to watch, you know what I mean? But it's been a lot of college basketball on TV too, which has been fun. Got to catch up on that for sure. Are you watching the game, which is a stupid question? I know you're going to watch it. Who do you have on the game so far tonight? What's your analysis on the game before I give my take on it? And what did you bet? Because I know you sprinkled some money on this game tonight, C-Win.
Yeah, I took a look at the Arizona Cardinals on the money line here. Look, I get it, and I'm one of those people, by the way, that when the season started, I was all up on the Rams. Jose, loved them, and for obvious reasons that a quarterback that has been with my organization for 9 years now moves on to Los Angeles and was looked at as one of the pieces that could possibly take them over the top. That being said, I don't like the matchup for the Rams in this game. Look, I understand that when you look at all three levels of the defense for the Rams, you've got pretty much the best player in the NFL at all three levels. But I also think that this is a Arizona Cardinals team that is underestimated at times. That is clearly the situation with someone like a Kyler Murray, and some of the other pieces that they also have on this offense. It appears now, leading up to game time, that they're going to be okay when it comes to the running back position, which I was a little bit concerned about over the weekend, the exact status of James Conner as well as Chase Edmonds as well too. So it looks like they're going to be okay on that front. So we'll see exactly how that all shakes out with that. But I like Arizona in this matchup. I really do. I think that defensively, Arizona is going to come to play tonight against a quality Rams team. And unfortunately for Rams fans and for those out there that were all gassed up because they got Matthew Stafford, I think it's going to be a early exit for Los Angeles here in the 21-22 playoffs for the LA Rams.
So is that all you sprinkled on it? It was just the money line on the Cardinals. You didn't touch anything else.
Yeah, I just took as of right now. Just the one that I have now is on the money line. I was going to take a look right up before game. I think kickoff is 5:15, so I might have a few minutes to take a look at some props that I like to dabble in, but I haven't done anything significant yet on that front. I wanted to stay away from the total, although I've been doing pretty well this weekend on totals, pretty much nailing the totals left and right. But and I had a no sweater yesterday with that Kansas City and the over bet. It was absolutely nothing to worry about whatsoever on that tilt. But I'm on the fence though when it comes to this game because both these teams, I think, are obviously quality defensively, and so I just don't know what direction to go there when it comes to the total front.
Again, here, guys, pop-up podcast, Straight Bet Sports Live with Jose V and Chris Wynn here, just hanging out on the tube, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We're live. Appreciate you guys joining us and doing what you do every single week with us. I'm away from the studio again. I didn't do the show last week due to COVID reasons. Quan wasn't feeling good as well. Ian ended up testing positive. So it's just this whole COVID thing is running wild right now, man. I was a little freaked out at first because I hadn't tested positive this whole time, thank God. I mean, now I finally did. It sucks. I got some of the chills, man. I got the body aches and things like that. So I'm going through it. You know what I mean? But I'm grateful that I'm alive. I'm still doing this. So it's good that we're here, man, and everything else is going good. You know what I mean? You're telling me the same thing with you, that you got people all around you getting sick, and there's just even people that aren't getting the virus, Chris. There's a lot of the actual cold and flu going on right now, which is crazy, because I know a lot of people that have been sick and tested negative for over 2 weeks, and testing every 2 or 3 days type of thing. You know what I mean? So there's actual colds and stuff that are still out there, and people are still getting sick. But going back to the game real quick, each team won on the road this year, right? The Cardinals went into LA, beat the Rams in LA. Rams went into Arizona, beat the Cardinals in Arizona. So we know that the road team can win here. We understand that. We understand that the road team going on the road and having to meet those expectations and play against the fans and that craziness is not going to matter. To them, it's still a game regardless, right? But yet, for some reason, the home team can't seem to win that game. Is this where we're going to see a differences in trends, though? Do you think where the Rams possibly have a chance? I know you sprinkled money on the Cardinals, Chris. I'm looking at the same way. I haven't touched the game itself. I already bet a lot of props. I'll throw out a prop out there before you give me your answer on the Rams if you think they have any type of shot of turning this around at home. But I had a prop yesterday, man, and if they weren't killing them as bad as they were and it was a little closer game, I probably would have got it. I had Patrick Mahomes to throw for 500 yards. It was a big prop bet. It was like plus 10,000 or something like that. I put $6 on it to win $600. The guy had 437 yards. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't get it. But no, I'm looking at prop bets. Today I'm betting through Boyd Gaming. They don't pay us, so I'm not giving them any promotion or anything like that. Just saying what I'm using. I'm using the Boyd Sports app. I like it because they got a lot of player props and game props. So like I got where you have Kyler Murray and Matthew Stafford to both combine for 600 yards passing and 6 touchdowns. Call me crazy. I can see this being a shootout type of game, Chris. I like to look at those type of bets and those prop bets that are going to be high numbers that you can sprinkle some type of money and make it exciting. Obviously, I have a lot of other little prop bets here, minus 120, plus 120, smaller bets that aren't that crazy, that are probably easier to hit. But I'm looking at those other big money bets too. I don't know if you look at any type of parlay or prop bets like that on these type of games now that they are offered. And there's a lot of people that don't know that there's a lot more to betting now. It's not just the sides and the totals and the first halves, right, Chris? There's so much more out there on the table that you can bet on.
Oh, no question about it. And it's kind of one of the new wrinkles that's been put in the sports betting game, right, for the last 4 or 5 seasons, and even more so in the past couple of seasons, right, where there's all kinds of options and angles that you can take from a betting standpoint. But look, you posed a number of questions there. One question: can the Rams go in there? Look, absolutely. I'm not going to be shocked any which way, shape, or form if the Rams end up winning this football game. But like, I don't have any delusions either that this is going to be a game like the Buffalo Bills New England Patriots game over the weekend, right? I mean, these are two teams that are pretty evenly matched. You got two teams that could be explosive, to say the least, offensively, despite the fact that DeAndre Hopkins is not in the mix for the Cardinals. They still have a ton of weapons, from Christian Kirk across the board to now Zach Ertz is in the mix there. So both these teams can score, and the Rams could absolutely win the football game. It's just it's kind of a toss-up type of deal for me between these two teams, and so I'm kind of leaning toward the Arizona Cardinals in this one. As far as prop bets, look, and you could have easily won that Patrick Mahomes prop bet. By the way, there was a number of situations where you had Kansas City receivers running out of bounds, right? You had a couple times where there was inadvertently falling down, on the field where they could have gone down and got 15 or 20 more yards. So that was kind of rough for you. But yeah, there's no question. Again, like I said, I haven't taken a look at in earnest a lot of the prop bets, but I'm sure there's a lot of attractive ones out there in this matchup between the Cardinals and Rams.
So I'm gonna throw some player props at you that I'm gonna bet, and I want to get your thoughts and see what you think. If you're out there and you're watching and you want to jump in on the chat and see what you think and give us your thoughts, go for it. So I like to bet anytime touchdowns. That's one of those things where you can have a player just score a touchdown anytime during the game. And the thing about this game, I can see a lot of touchdowns being scored. I honestly don't think defense is going to be that big of a deal, Chris. I think we're going to see a high-scoring game here, especially on the Monday Night Football in LA. I think you're going to see fireworks. With that being said, the two people that I'm looking at on the Arizona side of the ball that I think are good choices for anytime touchdowns, one would be James Conner at plus 140. Low number, but easy number there that you can possibly hit. You can see him getting a goal line run there, possibly running it in for a touchdown. Another guy that I like at a higher number that I think is going to get some targets tonight, and I think he might get in the end zone, is Antoine Wesley. He's at plus 410. I think that guy can get into the end zone tonight. I think he'll be a sleeper. Plus 410 is not bad. That's a high number there that you can get on him. Those are the two guys that I like on the Arizona side of the ball. Now, when it goes to LA, on the LA side of the ball, I'd like Odell Beckham at plus 165. Call me crazy. I think he does get into the end zone in this game. And as a running back, I like Cam Akers. Cam Akers at plus 230. So those are the two guys that I'm looking at on each side for each team, basically. I'm looking at the Rams. I got Cam Akers, and I got Odell Beckham, anytime touchdown. And when it comes to the Cardinals, I got James Conner and Antoine Wesley. Thoughts on any of the four?
Yeah, well, first off, obviously James Conner, I love that bet because James Conner, think about it, back when he was healthy and he was rolling for the Cardinals, this guy was hitting pay dirt left and right. I mean, he was in the end zone, every week at least twice, it seemed like. So the reason I know this because I had him in one of my fantasy leagues. So, but as far as the Rams are concerned, very intriguing taking a look at Odell Beckham Jr., right? Because it appears Matthew Stafford loves this guy, okay? And he's become one of the favorite targets here in recent weeks for this Rams team. So there could absolutely be a ton of scenarios where Odell Beckham Jr. ends up in the end zone for the Rams. So those are the two that jump out at me immediately, the ones that you told me. I hope you can hear me okay, right, Jose? You can hear me because I'm getting kind of a little bit of feedback from you and a little bit of double echo from your line. I don't know if there's anything that you can do about it there on that end, but it's weird.
No, I can hear you good. I don't know if it's me or if it's just doubling back on you. You don't have headphones on?
Yeah, I've got headphones on.
Oh,
when you're in your feed, I'm getting a double echo from your feed over the line. I don't know if they're hearing that over the web, but that's what I'm getting. So.
Oh no, we should be good.
Not a huge deal. I can pretty much make out what you're saying, but it's bouncing back and forth.
So yeah, man. Let's see. What else do I got out here? Because I'm looking at all these prop bets. I'm just looking at a bunch of other stuff because I like to bet.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on the first half or the total? How about that?
Yeah, I haven't taken again. You can get so in depth with some of the stuff. I don't obviously because I'm not a professional handicapper. When it comes to my bets, I'm straight up casual, Jose V.
Exactly.
I'm someone who's putting 25, 50, $100 on my bets. I don't dive deep as far as my analysis of quarters in individual games because I just don't have that type of wherewithal when it comes to going that much deep into it. But if you want to ask me in general, what I think as far from a scoring standpoint, yes. I would lean towards more both these teams putting up points. I think they're both going to end up putting up points. I think it's going to end up being one of those kind of 37 to 30 type of football games on either side, and therefore you're looking at 67. These guys are going to be scoring. So I think that that's definitely going to be the case. But as far as the first quarter, who's going to jump out and start lighting up the scoreboard? I have absolutely no idea, and there's only a handful of people really in this town that really would probably be able to make an educated guess as to how that's going to be, and I'm not one of them.
No, I asked you about the first half, not the first quarter. I thought.
Okay, yeah. Well, obviously you'd think that Los Angeles it'd be more imperative for them to get out and be able to get things rolling early on than it is for Arizona. Uh, just because just for the fact that it's Matthew Stafford, right? And it's a guy who has a quarterback. And by the way, he's been in the league a little bit longer than Kyler Murray. So, it begs the question, which quarterback has the most pressure on him? It's not even close. You know what I mean? It's not even the same stratosphere. So,
Yep.
I would think that the Rams would be more assertive and would be the team that you would look at to maybe coming out of the gate first, and out of the gate meaning obviously first and second quarter, first half, and putting up points. So I would probably lean towards the Rams in that situation.
All right, so I know a lot of
I
people
mean,
are with the
look,
Cardinals.
Stafford. Look, the guy hasn't won a playoff game. You know what I mean? Look, there's all the expectations this year. This is a team that, short of getting to the Super Bowl, everybody's going to be pissed off in Los Angeles, including the Rams players themselves, including Stafford himself. So, it's you think about it like that. There'd be a ton of pressure on you if you're the starting quarterback in that situation. So, again, I think that the Rams need to come out guns blazing, Jose, and show their wares and kind of flex their muscles here throughout the first half and be the team that.
Looks like we got to get Chris some new Wi-Fi. His internet not working. Looks like he checked out there. But yeah, we're just talking Arizona, LA, big game tonight. Obviously, everybody knows what's going on. We're gonna try to get Chris Wynn back on here real quick. You good, Chris? Kind of lost you for a minute.
Yeah.
All right, so
it might have been my Wi-Fi that bounced out or something.
You're good. You're good. So at the end, you got the Cardinals money line. That's what you said. I know a lot of people that are on the Cardinals tonight as well. I'm going to go opposite, man. I'm going to ride with the Rams. I think they break the curse, basically, of the home team not winning this season. I think the home team's going to win it out. I think that line sitting at -3, -120, which is what I'm looking at right now, is an understandable number. The books don't want to move off of that -3. That's why you see the -120 there on the juice, definitely. Over and under 49 kind of seems low to me. I was expecting a 50 or a higher number to come out when it comes to this total. I like the over as well. I'm not betting it, but if I'm only betting the prop bets that I took, I'll be betting this game in-game. I love in-game wagering. If you know me and you talk to me on a daily, you know I'm a big in-game wager. I love doing that because I like to watch the flow of the game and what's going on. But again, I'll give you guys my actual plays, basically my prop bets for tonight. Chris already told you he likes the Cardinals money line. That's your pick for tonight, Chris. Sound about right?
Sounds about right. And again, taking a look at that total, I'm telling you, Jose, there's no way. And I look. I understand at the beginning of this. I said I don't want to overanalyze the total situation. I can absolutely see this. If I bet the under, this would be one of those games where it's 21-21 in the third quarter, and then I'm just irate. So if I was looking at anything as far as the total in this game, it would absolutely be the over. So when in doubt, look at the over, especially between two offensively explosive teams like these two.
All right. So Chris is giving you guys Cardinals money line. That's who he likes. I'm not giving you either side or total. I do like the over. I think the Rams win, but those aren't my official picks for tonight because I'm not betting them. My official picks for tonight that I am betting, if you want to jump with them, I'm switching it up. I'm doing these player props, and I love it. I've been enjoying it. Big shout out to my guy Sosa over at the Wise Guys Diamond Club, Daily Bread Media. He's got me up on all this stuff, man. I love it. Check him out on all things Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. But anyways, my picks for tonight, if you guys want to jump with it, I'll make it official. Anytime touchdown scorers, I'm taking 4 guys, 2 on each team. 1, James Conner with the Cardinals, plus 140. Antoine Wesley with the Cardinals at plus 410. And with the Rams, I got Odell Beckham at plus 165 and Cam Akers at plus 230. Those are my official picks for tonight's Rams versus Cardinals final wild card weekend game here. Chris, before we go, the game is about to start in about we got about 10 minutes here, 5:15 kickoff, I believe. We got to talk about what happened here in Las Vegas, buddy. We got to talk about the hometown team, right? We got to talk about the Raiders. We got to talk about the situation here. I said it since day one when Mike Mayock got hired. The guy should have never been hired. And the fact that John Gruden was here made it more even that, oh, he got hired. And I always knew if it did not work out, he would be the scapegoat for John Gruden because the guy has no experience, no history, right? And he's John Gruden's buddy. So we knew John Gruden was pulling the strings. He was the one calling the shots, drafting the guys. It wasn't really Mike Mayock, probably, or who knows what it was. But I think John Gruden was the guy handling everything, right? The fact that John Gruden gets caught with everything that happened and he gets kicked out of the door first is what I think hurt Mike Mayock more than anything. At that point, I think he was gone already, if I'm being honest with you. The fact that Gruden is gone, Mayock is now out, I'm not surprised. I think that if none of this Gruden stuff would have happened, none of this Henry Ruggs situation, none of this off the field situation, no crap happens this year, right? We have a normal season, and John Gruden and Mike Mayock, I think they're still here next year. But the way everything went down with John Gruden, with Henry Ruggs, with Damon Arnett, with now even Hobbs, man, this other idiot kid freaking drinking and driving. You know what I mean? All the situations that happened, Mike Mayock is out. I'm not one to talk shit and wish bad upon people. I hope everyone gets a job. I know the guy will get an analyst job somewhere again. He's a great analyst. He belongs on TV for sure. I'm never going to take that away from him. But the guy's not a general manager, Chris, right? He's not. Now, this is the biggest question here now. Rich Bisaccia. Obviously, now for sure, he's probably going to be out the door. They're probably going to be looking for a new coach. Not that they don't like the guy, but they probably want to switch it up and bring in a new face, right? That's one. Two, Derek Carr. What's his future? Is Derek Carr going to be around next year? We don't know who the next head coach is going to be. Is the next head coach going to want to continue with Derek Carr or bring in his own guy? There's so many questions surrounding this that it's crazy. I want them to bring in a fresh face. I hope it's not someone that we've already seen or we've known, if that makes sense. And if it is someone that we've seen, I would rather see someone that didn't get a fair shake, if that makes sense. Someone like Brian Flores or someone that has that type of name that we know can coach and has shown it. I don't want to see just another coordinator or another guy from college, Chris. You see what I'm saying? And if you're going to get a general manager, go after a guy that has a track record of history in the NFL of doing this. What are your thoughts on the situation with Las Vegas?
Yeah, so obviously big news here in Vegas with Mike Mayock being let go by Mark Davis and powers that be over there with the Raiders. I think it's just a case where it's the first domino that's fallen, Jose, when it comes to Mayock. It's essentially going to be a clean house type of situation, in my humble opinion, regarding this franchise. Look, it was impressive is a word I use that they got to the playoffs, given everything that's transpired over this season and everything that's gone down. It's quite remarkable, to be honest with you, that they made the playoffs. That being said, obviously they go down to the likes of Cincinnati in round one, and then all of a sudden everything's turned to the offseason. We start to see exactly what it is the Raiders want to do. Kind of a funny story there too, by the way, Jose. Somebody that one of our colleagues here in Vegas, Brian Shapiro, was at the Westgate today and just happened to be rolling by one of the restaurants there, and Mark Davis was there by himself and was having lunch apparently, and so Brian sits down with Mark Davis, and apparently had just gotten off the horn with Mike Mayock, excuse me, to let him go, and actually told Brian that, which is kind of extraordinary, right? And so, it was a decision made today, obviously. Look, and when it comes to Mike Mayock, you know me, Jose. I'm not someone who really sits on the fence on things. I got to admit, though, I'm kind of on the fence on this, and for the reasons, some of whom you just brought up. Okay, the people that would be in Mike Mayock's camp, right, are going to say, well, really, it was John Gruden making decisions. John Gruden was the one that was, had the final say when it came to all the major moves, including draft picks, including all this and that. And, so a lot of the quote unquote blame, when it came to a lot of the off-field issues and somehow some of the draft picks did pan out. Okay, there's been some, look, to be fair, some of the draft picks have absolutely panned out when you're talking about Hunter Renfrow and some others, and Max Crosby. Look, there's been some draft picks that have panned out. Others obviously have not. Henry Ruggs is the one that comes to mind. Okay, but so there's going to be people that are going to be in Mike Mayock's camp on that end. On the other end, which is what I think is happening, and what essentially did happen today, is Mark Davis and the Raiders are looking to turn the page. They're looking to go a different direction, and that's going to be the case with the likes of obviously with Mike Mayock, and I think it's going to be the case with Rich Bisaccia, who's not going to be the head coach, and it's going to be the case with some player personnel as well too. Obviously, everybody thinks about Derek Carr, what his future is here. So, I was content either way with what they do with Mike Mayock. Even if they kept Mike Mayock, there was going to be changes as far as Rich Bisaccia is concerned. Look, I am in the same camp as pretty much everybody else. I think Rich Bisaccia is a great guy. I think he's a pretty good coach when it comes to special teams and being a coordinator. I don't think he's a head coach, and I think that the Raiders are going to be looking in the direction of making a splash, i.e., you could go what you said with Brian Flores, which I think would be outstanding if they could get a Brian Flores, and then there's a lot of chatter about Jim Harbaugh and maybe even Dabo Sweeney too out of Clemson. So. There's all kinds of directions they can go from a coaching standpoint, but from a general manager standpoint, it's going to be a pretty narrow search. I think they're going to be looking at probably young, GM assistants, people that are in the player personnel departments in successful organizations. And that's a short list. So I'm going to be very intrigued to see what they do from a GM standpoint. From a standpoint of a guy that's going to be making the actual decisions, and then of course as a head coach too, what they're exactly going to do, because wow, I mean, Jose, imagine that you get some young buck in here, a young buck, I mean someone in their 30s or 40s or someone as a young player personnel guy as a GM. Then they go out and say they get a Jim Harbaugh, and then they go out and say they get a Russell Wilson or an Aaron Rodgers. Or even a Deshaun Watson. I mean, this is going to be a franchise that's going to look totally different in 2022 than it has been, in the past 2-3 years of its existence. And especially if they do decide to move on from David Carr at quarterback, that's going to be an immediate impact on the field as to what is going to transpire for this team moving forward.
Well, there it is, man. We got 2 minutes before kickoff. I know you want to enjoy the game. So do I. So it worked out perfectly. We finished up the conversation right at the end where we want to. Chris, I appreciate you for doing this last-minute pop-up podcast with me, my man. Thank you so much. Let everyone know out there where they can find you on all things social media and whenever you go live, buddy.
No doubt, Jose. Kick that Rona, brother, and get past that, my friend. You can follow me on Twitter at Christian Wynn. You can also go on Instagram at CWin77. Find me on Facebook, too, at Christian W. Wynn, and all over the sports dial here in Vegas, from KDON to Fox Sports Radio and to KSHP as well, too.
There he is, my guy, Chris Wynn. And since you're on here with me, if anyone's watching, I got to meet him twice, and I got to work in the exact same studio that he did for 6 months when I had a small little contract there with KSHP. Rest in peace to Brian Blessings. I haven't been able to say it. I haven't been able to post anything like that about it. I wanted to do it with an actual video and make it more personal. Again, never met him like that. Got to say hi to him a few times. He was very respectful and nice, never rude to me. Always loved listening to him. Great, knowledgeable guy. Always had great interviews, and everything I heard of him or from him or about him was always great to him and his family's prayers, thoughts, and everything out to him and his friends and family. Chris, thank you again for doing this. Guys, if you watch this, we appreciate you. Enjoy the game tonight. Catch us live this Wednesday night, Gorilla Cross Radio. Jose V, Ian B, coming to you live with Straight Bet Sports. Who knows? Maybe we'll get C Win to pop in if he's free on Wednesday night. If he's not working his gig, we'll see what we can do. But I'll be at home doing it from here, so you'll see the same setup. But we will be live on Gorilla Cross like we are every single Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Again, for Jose V, Chris Wynn, Straight Bet Sports. Line them up by Eric, LaFon Group, Joshua LaFon. We greatly appreciate you guys. Till Wednesday night, we are out. Peace.